nwanyi no singele rapomo singele na nwoke pụta singele n'omelimo singele na nwanyi apụta singele n'omelimo singele nwoke no singele nwoke no singele rapomo singele na nwanyi pụta singele n'omelimo singele na nwoke pụta singele n'omelimo singele nwoke no singele nwoke no singele rapụkwa m singele na nwanyi apụta singele n'omelimo singele na nwoke pụta singele n'omelimo singele na nwanyi apụta singele n'omelimo singele na nwoke pụta singele n'omelimo singele nwoke no singele nwoke no singele rapụkwa m singele na nwanyi pụta singele n'omelimo singele.
This is Culture Buzz, cohesiveness through diversity. I am Victor Nwora Aghadi. And again, we have another short discussion on Igbo language for beginners. We want to bring out some of the Igbo idiosyncrasy that make us better speakers of the language. The buzz about learning Igbo amongst young people of Igbo extraction who were born in different parts of the world. Here in Chicago, it's quite a renaissance. We'd like to, get them to, say the right thing, and be proud of it. Yeah, and communicate, especially when it's just important to say the right thing. Well, some people think it's a difficult language to learn, but I want to say it's not really that difficult. If you show some interest, you'll find out that some of these features of the language you think are encumbrances to learning it are actually those features that enrich the language. Now, I want us to pick up an action verb and look at how it's applied in Igbo language when we are trying to describe different situations. And that's to say, the word is used differently when applying it to different situations. And the word we're picking up today is wash. W-A-S-H. Wash. Yes, wash in Igbo. If you want to translate it, if you want to kind of transliterate it and say what is the Igbo version, what's the Igbo word for wash, you probably hear something like sa or sacha, right? Sacha or sa. But let's use sa for this example. Yeah, that is C-A-A in Igbo, or in the English alphabet, S-A-A, sa, right? And that's wash. So if you want to say, go wash my car in Igbo, you will say something like, ga sa ụgbọala. Ga sa ụgbọala. Ga is go. Sa wash my car. Ụgbọala. Ụgbọ is a vehicle, and when we describe a car in Igbo, you just say vehicle that moves on the land. That's basically what a motor vehicle is. A car, a bus, a trailer, everything that's powered by the automotive engine is called obala, right? Now, gasa obalam, let's go wash my car. Now, when you want to apply wash to another action of hand, for instance, go wash your hand. A kid wants to join you in eating, like it's done in Igbo communities. You invite somebody to eat, and he joins you and eats from the same plate with you. And it's a kid, and you realize that he hasn't washed his hands because he's so hungry. He just wants to jump on the food, and say, "Oh, wait a minute, go wash your hands." You probably say something like "ga sa kage," right? That would sound ridiculous. You don't believe me. But that's not Igbo language. And sometimes people ask questions like, "What are the rules?" And I'll say there are no lay down rules about these things. You just have to learn it, just practice it, you just witness it, and you just become part of it, right? It becomes part of you too. So go wash your hands in Igbo. Now you say something like ga kwo akage. It becomes kwo instead of sa now, right? It becomes ga kwo akage. So we're still talking about the meaning of wash, which is sa in Igbo. But when you want to wash your hands, it becomes kwo instead of sa, kwo aka, right? Now, English language has a different way of describing the action of washing the body. Yeah, right. In English language, you don't say go wash your body, right? We say things like go take a bath, bathe, the baby, take a shower here in the US. It's also like that in Igbo language. The action of bathing is not described as washing the body. You hear something like ga wo aho. Yes. Now the action verb wash becomes wo instead of sa. I do know that in some parts of Igbo land, it's acceptable to say gasaho, and I do want to say that in the part of Igbo that I speak, it doesn't sound right at all, because the elders just feel that you're reducing the body to an inanimate thing that you wash. So they rather say ga wo aho, wo, that is WUO in English alphabet, or we o in Igbo alphabet, right? Ga wo ahoge, And there are so many other instances, but we just take a few here now. We don't want to, like we always do, don't want to overload you at this point. So you learn 1, 2, 3 points, and we'll allow you to digest those and make use of them. Yes. There is a fruit in Igbo called okwa, right? The English sometimes call it breadfruit. But the fruit itself is not eaten. It's the seeds inside. Inside the fruit. I mean, the seeds inside consumed. It's called okwa, and there are so many ways of preparing it. But first of all, you got to get the seeds out from the mashy head. That's called the fruit, and time to allow the fruit itself to decay, or you just break it up and then get the seeds out. And before you eat it, because it's very slimy, those seeds that you get out from the head, it could be very big sometimes. And the head of the the fruit itself could be quite big. So sometimes they allow it to rot away and it becomes really meshy. And that time you just kind of just it's easy to get those seeds out, but you gotta wash it first before you're able to do anything with it. Either fry it and eat it as sunflower, or eat it some other ways, okwa anyo or okwa this, okwa akwa bacha, so many other ways. I don't want to get Igbo people to start salivating at this point. It's great food. I love it. Yeah, I love the okwa. Right. How do you wash it? How do you describe washing okwa? In Igbo, it becomes macha. Ga macha okwa. Go wash. That's just the same thing. It's wash, but you don't now say gasa okwa. You will not be able to communicate, right? The actual thing that you mean. There are so many other examples. Onubu, which is the bitter leaf, it's called onubu in Igbo. It has to be washed, several times to remove the greenness, which is very bitter, and then make it that palatable vegetable that's used to prepare soup and eaten raw or whatever way you actually want to make use of it. So you have to wash that off so many times, scrub it, and get the foamy greenish chlorophyll or whatever it's called now out, throw it out and wash it over and over again. And still talking about washing, right? But when we describe it in Igbo, we don't say gasa onubu. No, because that will not communicate the actual meaning of what you want to do, the actual action. You will now say ga ho onubu. It becomes ho or raw in some parts of Igbo land. It becomes raw onubu. And ga ho onubu, and that's the actual practice of washing those leaves so many times and throwing the bitter green liquid out until you get it really clean enough. Give it to somebody to taste. Sometimes is the bitterness still there? Say, oh yeah, it feels pretty good now. Yeah, then it'll be ready for the soup. Igbo is a rich language. I guess we'll talk more next time, right? And just stay tuned to this forum. The next action verb we'll be talking about is